Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This store is owned and operated by Steve Cailee and Jim Fosnot. Get signed up for their email distribution list to find out when the store will be opening, what their hours will be, and most importantly, what they will have in inventory at abvbarrelshop.com. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss what makes a good distillery tour guide. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Cailee, along with our special guests, Cailee Baker, Jim Fosnot, and Evan Van Scoik.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Heyo.
How we doing? Hey, we're doing good. So it should be a fun show today. It feels like something that we're all pretty versed at, whether we own a distillery, work at a distillery, just like going to distilleries. I think we all have a lot of experience in this area. So we'll kind of do the best of when we get to that. But for right now, Beka said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Beka?
Okay, so I saw the post today that old Jimmy put up of that beautiful Booker's wall.
Oh, it's cool.
And I would like to know, and also I want to exclude, if you do or have worked in a distillery, you have to exclude products from there. But what product, bourbon product, have you drank enough of that you could either wallpaper a wall or maybe put panels up like Booker's? But I want to know, because I'm not going to say Neely because I know I could, but that's not fair. I live here. So if you work or did work in a distillery, you can't use those. It has to be a different product that you are not actually associated with.
Yeah. Well, the wall you saw was all Booker's I drank. So it's been done. This has been done. I'm working on my seagrass wall now, though. So again, there's no box or anything like that comes with it. But this is all in theory by drinking a lot of it. I definitely drink a lot of that seagrass these days. And if it came in a box, I would have a collection of those that at some point we could work on a seagrass wall, which would be nice in the bathroom or something like that. But yeah, that's where I'm at this point, I guess.
In this house here, if you close both Heidi and I, Yellowstone for sure. We could do a wall of Yellowstone without a problem. I mean, I'm looking right now at I think 9 bottles sitting in front of me. That are
you guys drink a lot of Yellowstone. There's no doubt about that.
So that would be an easy one for us.
All right, Evan, what's one for you?
Yeah, so mine's a close, I would say almost 3-way tie, but 2 of them I haven't finished enough bottles. The ones I haven't finished enough of that I could do it with are the Starlights that are all like different colors. I have about 10 of them, but I've only finished like 3. So I don't have enough finished. Old Monroe would probably be next. I just also haven't finished enough of those. So I've probably finished about 5 or 6 of those and have about 7 or so more. But I think my winner is I've actually got 2 empty sitting right here next to me in the office are the rare release ones in 375s from Still 630. I've easily done a dozen empty ones of these.
Yeah. You definitely are a big buyer of Still 630, so I could see where
it's still a pretty small wall compared to Steve's 45 boxes of Booker's. Even like a hall closet, and Steve's, doing a master bedroom.
You don't know how many times I was like, should I just throw these things away? I can't believe this is one of those things where you finally did something where you're happy you saved it, so it's good.
I know the warden's happy you got a little bit of space back in the house.
Oh yeah. Those were in 3 different places. So kitchen and living room and up here in my office, I had a bunch of them too. So yeah, it's good. Cailee, how about you?
If I had kept all the bottles, and besides my current and former employer, probably Four Roses small batch. I think I go through that the most.
Four Roses small batch.
It's, it's more of a cocktail drinker for me, or on ice and in the summertime. But that's probably the one I have gone through the most in my collection.
Okay. All right, Beka, what would it be for you?
I was thinking about what it would actually be for like bourbon wise. I know that just general whiskey wise, it would be Jameson. I could have probably wallpapered the entire house in Jameson bottles. Labels. Because we drank so much Jameson. For a while, and this will sound stupid, but for a while prior to it becoming big, I drank a shit ton of Blanton's because it was reasonably priced.
Yeah.
I thought the bottles were cool. I could get it for like $35 and it always looked cool. And so I drink a whole ton of that. And Wild Turkey I drink a lot of too. So it seems like I know I asked the question, but I didn't have a specific brand that I even had in mind. Like Jameson would have been that would have been the whiskey wise for me, what it would have been, just because we would just slam Jameson so much.
Okay. If it's only twist on Beka's thing, and just real quick, no explanation needed. If it was only bar pours, what is the one that's gonna? And mine would be Wild Turkey. I think I get that more than anything when it comes to a bar, because I get that Wild Turkey 101 rye is what I order most of.
Maker's Mark.
I would have thought it would have been Old Crow for you.
Bar. I say it depends on the bar. Like, it's not not all bars have it.
Yeah,
right. Bar has Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
Maker's Mark is everywhere. It's always a safe bet. Yeah. I think Maker's Mark. And they got a cool label.
Yeah, the bar back home, yes, I drink that's always what I just order Old Crow with water. And I just drink the hell of that at the one bar, but not everywhere had it. So in general, like if I'm flying or something like that, I'm getting a shot in a just somewhere random. It's like, just give me Maker's Mark. Just Maker's Mark. Just because it's always everywhere.
Maker's is good. I agree.
Always available. Always good.
Yep. What about you, Evan? You didn't say?
Water labels. I don't drink at the bar. Always drive. So I've maybe had, you could probably count on a hand how many times I've had more than one pour of something anywhere.
Yeah. I've seen this guy order cocktails at still 6:30 at the bar. It's still 6:30 hundreds of times. So literally, he could have said still 6:30 again and been right, but that's okay. He wanted to do something that made him sound cool and like he's a neat guy. So
drinking water so cool. Get on this level.
I don't drink at bars.
I'm better.
So what is everyone drinking? I'm going to go first because I got a weird one. I haven't tried this. We did an event with this Pabst Blue Ribbon whiskey, this thing that's been aged 5 seconds. Bill Lewis always talks about how great it was. I don't remember. I honestly don't, but we'll see. See what the cork pop's like at first. Not much on the cork pop, I'll say that. The cork's kind of cool though. It has the blue ribbon label on it.
It is a cool gimmicky thing. I think.
Yeah, I think so too. So I like that. Becky, you were the first one I saw that what's it? They got a beer or something like that.
Iced coffee.
The iced coffee is what I'm trying.
Actually, good.
Yeah. It's actually very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like surprisingly good.
Yeah.
And great for a hangover.
You can get that in Indiana. I don't see it in Kentucky when I'm there. I don't see it in Missouri, but in Indiana.
You could buy the hell out of it up in North Dakota. They just had stacks at the end of the rows. There, you could just buy tons of it.
I get it at a place by you. I cross the river there, and there's a small liquor store carries it. All right, it looks like Cailee's ready to go. Cailee, what do you got?
So my uncle brought this to me the other day at work. It's a little 200 milliliter bottle of Heaven's Door straight rye whiskey.
That's as cute as can be. Okay.
I know, isn't it? It's adorable. It's in my hand. Right.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's going to be tough to beat. We'll see what happens though. Beka, you're next.
It was really cute on my end. It must have sounded more bassy on y'all.
Yeah, it was good.
I've got some Blue Run, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, aged 13 and a half years. This is from their
that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff there. Oh, that's
nice.
That's more bass there. Evan, who's got the lead right now? Cailee or Beka? That's two different.
Yeah.
It's tough to judge because they're two different styles of cork pops. Obviously, the small one sounded like it was from a small bottle, but
it did. I think the room hurt Beka a little bit, but I think it was louder.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. So
I'd
Becca's
agree
got
with
the lead. Becca's got the lead. Jim, you're next.
I'm going to go to my Old Blue cast strength blue corn whiskey from Woodhat.
Oh, nice. It's a good one. Oh,
That sounded
that was pretty good, and there was a little slosh there, Jim. You got to work on your form,
Sorry.
but I still say you got the lead. That was pretty explosive. So, all right, Evan, you're last. What do you got?
All right.
Jim's got the lead.
I've got a private blend of barrel whiskey.
Okay.
So this is from Total Wine. It is called Cherry Cola for Two.
Oh, nice.
Reminds me of a Pick You.
Yes,
familiar.
exactly. Oh, that's good, Evan. It's not good enough though. It's solid, but not as good as Jim. So Jim wins. So
nice, Jim.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
yeah, whiskey's not bad. I got to say, it's not bad for the price. It is around $30. It is what it is. It's gimmicky, but if you're into White Dog, it's basically that's what it is. Age 5 seconds. If you could tell me the difference between that and the aged version, the unaged version of the Pabst Blue Ribbon, that would be amazing. But yeah, it's good stuff. So we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about what makes a great tour guide. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot in the greater St. Louis area. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only focuses on single barrels. We aren't open just yet, but our plan is to have the most diverse single barrel offerings from our many friends in the world of bourbon. By signing up for a weekly email, you will know our entire inventory we have on hand. In addition to single barrels, we'll have a tasting bar and a gift shop featuring logo merchandise for both the shop and the ABV network, as well as a full curriculum of bourbon education classes. Additionally, we'll use the gift shop to feature products from our partners in the world of bourbon, companies like Art Eatable Chocolates and Old Man Bay Signs. Head over to ABV Barrel Shop to sign up for our email and text distribution list so you can stay in the know. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course, a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is also Freddie Mills going underneath the alias of Danny Kennard. You can find me on Facebook at any time. Just look up Danny Kennard, but I am Freddie Mills. Trust me.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about what makes a great tour guide.
Yes, we are. What's some things we want to throw out there?
Personality.
Personality, both. Yeah. I think personality is big. Yeah.
That is the biggest thing, and that is the worst thing on tours that I haven't gone on a ton of tours, but the tours I've gone on, when someone is just like, and so the bourbon has to be
right.
It's a make or break thing.
Corn. That is the worst.
Yeah, it's a make or break thing for your entire experience.
I'll go back to my first tour with Beka Sue, which wasn't at Neely Distillery. It was in New Orleans. And she just decided to do a tour. She knew nothing about what she was talking about, but the personality was fantastic. We had people joining us because she was because she was so
Tipping her
outgoing
when we get done. Yeah.
with just making shit up as she went along about these places. It was a lot of fun.
I learned that when I was a senior in high school, and we went to Washington, D.C. for our senior trip, and we had a tour guide who just was like so good at, here's another thing, is keeping the process going. Their timeliness,
And
not
we're
drawing it
walking.
out,
We're
pulling out
walking.
all the interesting things, but not dragging on about it, and knowing that talking to people for like 2 hours is unnecessary, but getting all the clear points across is necessary, and keeping it moving so it's always interesting. Like, and we're walking, and we're walking. All right, we're going across the street. We're going over here. We're heading out to the Rick House. Whatever. You just keep the people moving, and that's something that Royce has told all of our tour guides is constantly have the people moving around. Don't keep them in one spot. Try to have them moving all the time so that they can see more and more things, and you can get it through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that as a patron as well, because like, you know, standing in one place for too long, I have a really fucked up back, and that really starts to get to me, and I start rocking back and forth, and I can't pay attention to the tour because I'm ADHD, and I'm, you know, focused on how bad my back hurts. And so especially when I was doing the tours, I hated staying in one place for too long.
Yeah.
It makes people antsy.
Yeah.
I think a good tour guide has the ability to instantly read the group. And what is this group? Is this group where we need the basics that you know, they're coming in, they don't know anything? You know, when we go in, a lot of times, you know, we're the ABV network, and we're into bourbon every day. Okay, we can skip over the, you know, it's 51% corn, all the favorites, we can skip over that stuff. And then the ability to read how much humor is going to play a part of what you're doing. So if it's a really fun group that's there to enjoy themselves, to be really fun. If it's a group that's there because they want to learn about your company, and again, there can be some humor there, but maybe more focused on the serious side of the business. So a great tour guide can read an audience pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Because there's some people that don't want to laugh.
Right. Yeah.
They literally don't want to laugh. They just want to learn something, and they think that your jokes that you do say are stupid.
Yeah.
And it sucks, especially if you are someone that is kind of funny and you're trying to, you work that into it all the time. And then you're like, oh, my jokes suck. Okay. I'm not even.
I've been on a tour with Mike Veach, and we all love Mike Veach, but he's not a guy where you're just going to crack a bunch of jokes with. He's, you know, unless you just want to stare at a face that doesn't break at all when you crack your jokes. Mike Veach is not going to laugh at anything. He's not that way. It's just not who he is. So yeah, and now he will get by God, he'll get you on the facts. So whoo, you do not want to say something wrong. Yeah. And how do you respond to that? He knows more than anybody. We did one at Old Forester. I can't imagine what that kid felt like. Mike raises his hand. The kid just wants to quit his job. Yeah.
My other thing, like, I know Steve will agree with this. Like, I don't want a canned tour. Like, I don't want this. Here's the script, and I just read it. You know, I recite it as I walk through. I want things being more off the cuff, more ad lib. Something I appreciated at Castle and Key when we did that, Steve, and it'd be tough to do, but they had two guides with you, because if you asked a question that they didn't know the answer to, the other guy would step aside and they would call back to somebody, and they'd get the damn answer for you, and they'd give it to you. They got it, which was a pretty cool thing, because there's so much history there that, especially when they first opened, they couldn't know it all. So I don't know, they had someone sitting back, a historian sitting back in the they would take
waiting for the bat phone to ring. Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
I'll work off of what Jim just said and what Steve said too, is a knowledgeable tour guide, but a knowledgeable tour guide that knows if they don't know something,
right?
Not to make it up,
not to BS someone.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than, because there are, and we tell our guys at the distillery all the time, if you don't know, don't pretend that you know.
Yeah. Because there are people that do know.
Because there's always some assholes that go on tours who will ask questions that they do actually know the answer to, and they're just trying to see if they can slip you up so that you look like a jackass, and so that they can make you look like a jackass in front of all these other people on the tour.
Oh yeah.
And so being knowledgeable is important. Like, you don't have to know everything, but you need to know. That's part of being able to ad lib a tour, because you can add in some extra things to some, and like you maybe don't add in some on another one.
Yeah.
Being knowledgeable so you can say stuff, but also being wise enough to know that you don't say that you know something if you fucking do not know.
Yeah.
But also another important part is handling and wrangling the person Beka just talked about, because there are people who just want to show how smart they are on the tours. They're the worst in those tours. They want it to be about them, and you have to be able to manage those folks, and a good tour guide certainly can.
Quick PSA: if you're that person, don't fucking be that person. Do not be that person on the tour that is trying to make the tour guide look like an idiot. They're getting paid only so much, and some of them don't have the chance to really learn more. So don't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
there you go.
And Steve, a show option for you would be in the future: bring on 4 or 5 people that work at distilleries that do tours and have their worst moments on tours.
That'd be fun.
Because I bet there's some great ones out there if you get to get.
Yeah. Evan, what do you think? What's a good tour guide?
So you guys have built a pretty good list so far, and I've wrote a couple down that match up. So I think we all hit number 1 is like personality. Then we went to understanding your audience, storytelling, engagement, improv, you being able to customize that experience to fit them and keep them a part of it, keep them moving. And then we touched on knowledge and honesty, that kind of openness, your transparency. One of the things that's like so memorable is like when you go on a wild turkey tour, they don't tell you about their mash bill. They're like, it's a secret. Like things like that, where you can go and get very different experiences at some place. They're very open and honest. And when you are able to have those more personable relationships with your tour guide, those things tend to last. And I think that really sets the difference, that you have that memorable moment, whether it's an amazing story or they gave you that background or insight, or hey, here's a little trade secret or something that we can let you in on. Those are things that you're going to be able to take away and be like, that's why I loved that particular tour.
Yeah. 100%.
I think the last thing for tour guides, if tour guides are listening and they're writing down tips and stuff like that, just be as good as Freddie Johnson or Stephen Fonte. And as long as you're as good as those guys, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Those are impossible benchmarks.
Steve. At least they can all, get over. It's fine.
Yeah.
Be that good. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Be Stephen Fonte.
Yeah. Yeah, just be like those guys, and you'll be fine. Yeah, those are cream of the crop for sure. And
I think every tour guide should have to go on a Freddie or Steve tour, like to see.
Why not both?
That'd be a good idea, right?
To get the pinnacle. Not that they're going to be able to do that right off the bat, but to know what a great tour looks like.
Yeah,
and I'd say go to the places that don't have the best reputation for tours as well.
Yeah.
See where it goes wrong. Yeah.
And see why you think that, like, if you're being a tour guide, go on one of those tours that that you've heard is bad, go on it and see why you think it wasn't good. Don't say it. Don't tell the tour guide, but go home and think about, like, why did I not like that tour? Why was it not fun? Why was it not good? And you'll probably figure it out pretty quick with the tour guide you don't want to be.
It's amazing how many of the big players don't have great tours.
Yeah.
I mean, some fantastic ones, but there's some big players that their tours are just not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. There is a show. What makes a good tour guide? Interesting topic. So one that we can revisit from time to time. So we'll consider doing that one again. But we'll wrap this one up by talking about where people can find us. We'll start with Cailee. Cailee, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Bakers and at Cailee O. Baker, and come see me at one of 2 Leatherwood Distillery locations in Tennessee.
Whoa, is the other one open now?
It's getting real close. Like I'm sure by the time this airs, we'll be doing soft openings. We did a kind of soft opening the other night, so I'm
cool.
very
Very cool. Yeah. Congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Evan, how about you?
Yeah, you can find me in St. Louis, Missouri in person. And my home address is undisclosed. Just down the
street. Send me a message. I can give it to you.
From the bottle shop.
Yeah, he's right there.
Or you can find me online, Instagram, Wit Wisdom Whiskey, or on Facebook, Evan Van Squick.
Yeah. He's that close, Jim, but he's never stopped by. So many friends have stopped by and visited with us.
Just randomly. We didn't know they're coming. Like, about 4 people show up just randomly. Hey, here we are. What's you guys doing?
Hey, what's going on here?
I didn't want to bother you while you're working.
Well, you can go to work then. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, I could take a break. You could take over painting duties. All right. Jim, how about you? Where can people find you?
Find me on Facebook at Jim Fosnot, on Instagram at FozJim, FAZZJM, or you can find me the next couple of weeks building our new bar at the ABV Barrel Shop. So stop on by and help, because those boards are 250 pounds a piece. So
they are not light. Yeah. All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm going to ask Beka where you can find her first, though.
You can find me at Neely Family Distillery, picking out your favorite single barrels, and you can also find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, back to me. I can be found at steveakley.com. I have the Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter is at Steve Akley. And of course, the important website is abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out. All the stuff we do is out there. We got our shop out there. We've got our classes out there. We've got our newsletters, previous shows, over 3,000 for your listening enjoyment. Jim and I, we just throw them on. That's what we do when we're working at the shop. We throw on the Bourbon Daily. And it's so funny because I'll be working because I'm painting. I might be in another room. I hear Jim out there laughing at stuff. It's funny stuff. So go back and listen to some old episodes. abvnetwork.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Cheers. See you later. Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's upcoming Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akley production.